everyone, this is Marshall Gittler, Head of Investment Research here at FXPRIMUS, bringing you my North American opening market comment for Thursday, June 23rd, Brexit Day. As Britain votes in the Brexit referendum, the markets are discounting a Remain vote, which does seem the likely result. The pound and the euro continue to gain, while the dollar, yen, and gold are continuing to weaken. That's what you'd expect if the Remain side were to win. Now, the fact that we're getting the relief rally now suggests that the pound might even weaken a bit once the actual result is known. Assuming the country does indeed vote to remain in the EU, there could be a buy the rumor, sell the fact response. Now, I mentioned this morning, though, that it's going to be tough to evaluate the results of the vote as they trickle out of the many voting districts. Nobody really knows how to evaluate the count because there's no precedent. For example, let's take a hypothetical voting district in London that's quite cosmopolitan and has a lot of young voters. If that district voted 60% Remain, you might think it implied a solid victory for the Remain side nationally. But actually, a district like that would be expected to have a much higher vote for Remain, and that result would imply a victory for Leave. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of detailed information about the composition of each voting area. There are some areas that are expected to report earlier and where the polls suggest a very high likelihood of which way the vote's likely to go. These areas will be watched closely to judge whether they're voting as the polls suggested they would. Now, let's take a brief look at today's U.S. economic indicators. I don't think they'll have that much impact on the market, though, because of the Brexit vote. The Chicago Fed National Activity Index is forecast to be almost unchanged. Even under normal circumstances, that wouldn't be a big impetus to trading, much less today. U.S. new home sales are expected to have fallen in May, but yesterday's existing home sales, which rose 1.8% month on month, suggests that there's room for an upside surprise there. Still, with sales of new homes in April at their highest level since January 2008, some retracement wouldn't be a big concern. This is Marshall Gittler, Head of Investment Research at FXPRIMUS. Get more market insights on our education pages and turn your trading ideas into action with FXPRIMUS, the safest place to trade.